guys, it's Jake from Team Insanity. I'm bringing you the HK Army KLR review. This is my review on it. We had an awesome fan. I think his name, how you pronounce it, is Taurus, I believe is how you say his name. So thank you for sending this to us. He let me use it, or let us use it, I guess, but I used it the most. He just said, you know, take it for as long as you really need. So awesome guy, thank you for letting me take this. So this is a KLR. If you guys don't know, if you haven't done any research on it, these are fully customizable. I don't know like every customizable spot, but I know like these little, I'll get to this in a second, but like this side is customizable, the soft ears, the strap. You can add different frames to it. You can put different colors on it, so you can really make it ag and cool how you want. They have other lenses. I don't like how just black looks, especially on, I don't know, if you're looking at straight on, it just doesn't look the best. You have the inside, you got the foam, and the strap also has some nice silicone on the back, so if you have a headband or if you don't wear any headbands, it'll stop it from slipping and sliding. Apparently it's not as nice. I definitely like the dye one and the V-Force Grills one the most, because it's like in squigglies. It's like drunken squigglies everywhere. This is just like a straight line, but I mean it's still there, so it can grab onto like a headband. Has some chin straps. I don't actually use chin straps because I feel like I'm being choked out when I use them, but I mean he sent them to me with the chin strap on, so whatever. Yeah, it has a chin strap on it. I didn't really use it, so I mean, yeah, whatever. Has some nice soft ears, I guess. Nice. Yeah, and so it does have a quick change lens system. Also, you get like a mask bag and a few other things that you normally get with the mask that I didn't get. So, as you guys know, I'm going to get to the conclusion later, but HK Army has had a lot of problems with their foam. They have had a lot of problems with it sticking. I got this in the, or not sticking, I got this in the mail with tape all over it, holding it together. So I took some Loctite super glue, not like red Loctite or blue Loctite, like the super glue that Loctite makes, the really good shit. I put some of, I just put a little bit of super glue Loctite on it, and that really got it to stick. But especially if you go onto our forum, Insane Form of Paintball, go to our website in the description below. Just scroll through, you go to the forum, and there was one guy that got his mask, and the foam was completely like off when he got it, and like one of his buddies' lens cracked. So yeah, and HK Army, they didn't really, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me because they didn't pass inspection at first, which is not all that bad, but we did get to see these at Living Legends, and they were available, but they have made small changes throughout time. Not sure if they said that they fixed the foam issue where you don't have to re-glue it and everything, and you don't have to resend it. I don't really know about that because I have one with the bad foam on it, and it's definitely not the most comfortable foam in the world. It really is not comfy foam. I like the V-Force foam, the Di-4 foam, the E-Flex foam that's basically a huge fucking pillow that's all over your face. I like Sly Profit foam is kind of meh, but basically any of the other high-end, the Virtue Vial foam is pretty cool because you can actually like take it out and swap it for other foam in like 2 seconds without any glue, which is kind of cool. So if you're like playing a big game and it gets all sweaty, you can switch it out. But that's on the Vios. But this foam, it seems cheaply done. I don't know how the new foam is. I don't know if they actually really fixed the problem. But to me, that's just kind of weird that you make a product and then you try to push it out at Living Legends, and 9 of the 10 masks that you make come back with foam issues, and you still try to push them out. That just seems kind of weird to me. So I don't know why they tried to push this on the market so fast without perfecting it. And to me, that really takes away from it, because if reading on the forums, if really, in all honesty, if you want a mask and you want to be able to customize it, what are you going to go with? The Virtue Vials that have absolutely no problem, and if you ever do call it Virtue, they'll have it shipped, a new product shipped to you in 2 days, or the KLRs that like basically fall apart in your hands. So I mean, there's pros and cons. I mean, it depends upon if you like the company. I like HK Army, but I don't really like what they did with this mask, especially how they tried to push it out so hard and so fast, considering that, I mean, this is like the best thing, and this is like the mask is like the most important thing in paintball. You can't play paintball without a mask. So I mean, this is like everything that a paintballer needs right here. And I don't want to buy a brand new mask and have foam falling off and expect, you know, a year later or at World Cup all of a sudden get a mask with updated foam. I shouldn't really get that. They need to perfect it. Once it didn't pass the inspection, they needed to perfect that and make their quality control a little bit better. Just the quality control isn't there, which really makes me a little nervous about buying a mask so expensive, especially when you can buy the Virtue Vios that has just no problems with it. So that's definitely something to think about. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't actually seen like a really good mask, like a lens taking out video. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring in the camera. I'm going to show you how to take out the lens, like in close and detail, because I haven't really seen a good video on it. I'll show you how to take out the lens. We'll pull it out and we'll do the conclusion. Alright, so this is the disassembly of the mask. So as you can see right here, there's a little tab on the soft ear, this little black piece that is connected to this. What you want to do is you want to push this down and push this whole entire thing forward. So in one motion, sort of. So you want to push this down and slide this little black piece forward. It's kind of difficult. I've only done it a few times, just like that, and it'll come unlocked like that, and you can completely take this whole part off. And then what you do is you come over here and you do it to the same side over here. So you push this piece forward, you slide this up. It's a little stiff, and I'll pull this out, and boom. So now, if you really want to take apart your soft ears, all you have to do is just take this part out. There's a little screw in there. It's not too hard to do. And you can take off your chin strap from here. And so now, what you do is that, now you have these little flaps right here. What I always do is this the black thing that we just pushed it out of, push that, these little arms will fly, and from the inside, just use your two fingers, just spread it, and just sort of push it from the inside. This black thing is kind of, as you can see, as I slowly push it, the lens will slowly start coming out. Put this, there we go. And so that is how you get the lens out. And now all you have to do is just take a nice microfiber. People always ask if they can use like Windex or household cleaner. This is not glass, so don't use any type of household cleaner on this, like a bleach or Windex or basically anything other than a microfiber and water. Go to Walmart and buy a microfiber pack. You can probably get like 5 of them for $1, something like that. And I honestly highly suggest doing that. Microfibers are the best thing in the world. Every paintballer needs them. Don't use Windex, use some water. If you don't have water, I mean, you're shit out of luck. So use your spit or something, I don't know, get creative. But just whatever you do, don't use Windex, because then it'll make this not safe and it'll eat everything apart. There has been a little bit of fogging issues on some people's masks. It's really cold outside right now, and I have to send these back, so I got to play with them in chilly weather, but it's snowing. I haven't got to play with them in the snow yet. But as you can tell, or as I can tell when I breathe up, I can definitely see a little bit of forming condensation or fog, start of foam. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe off the inside because it's all nice and dusty. And yeah, that's basically how you take it apart. Now how you put it back together is obviously the same way that you put it, or you took it apart. Take this part, slide that open. Alright, so after you reposition the lens, you just have to take these little flappy things down. You want to push them in all the way. You want to make sure that they're pushed in all the way. If they're not pushed in all the way, then it won't work 100%. Now, you're just going to do everything in reverse, and right on this tab, it's really cool, so even a dummy can't mess it up. There's a R right there for right, and there's an L over on this ear for left. So if you don't know from your right or left, please contact your local kindergarten, and they should be able to assist you. And now you're just going to slide it back over this, and you really have to push down on that tab. Try to get it to slide back in. And there you go for that side. And do the same exact thing from this side, and it's really hard for me to see. Always give both sides a little push to make sure that it won't slide forward anymore. That's a big must. And make sure that your lens, the whole seam and everything's lined up. Give it a little push. Make sure that it won't fall out, and there you go. That's how you take apart and put back together the KLR. So now what we're gonna do is pull it out, do the conclusion on this mask, tell you my final thoughts, the other issues that I've had with it. You know, like I said, fogging, not that big of a deal. I did notice a wee bit, a tiny itty bitty bit. So, yeah, other than that, let's pull it out. Let's do the conclusion. All right, so in conclusion, I have used this mask for a while. I've let a lot of other people use it, like Travis and all them. And really, once you put this on, like, it echoes really bad. So, I don't know why it echoes so bad, but it definitely doesn't push your voice out like it should. It's really back here. If you're screaming, your ears are echoing. That's one of the biggest things that Travis got to use this mask, and he's like, wow, this echo sucks. And it really does. It is not the most amazing thing in the world. It's very loud, and it's, I don't know, for paying that much money to get a mask that is like $180, I mean, after you customize it and all that stuff, is it really worth it to have a mask with foam that is falling out, a company that doesn't have the most amazing quality control? I mean, let's face it, they do not, HK doesn't have amazing quality control. Nick got a pair of pants in the mail, 2 days later they ripped in the washing machine. So, I mean, that's just something that you really have to think about is, are you going to go with a company like this? Or are you going to go with a company like Virtue? That's completely up to you, but I mean, they've had problems with this. It echoes really bad. You can't really, like, I had Travis yelling at me across the field. I mean, it's not, meh. I mean, I couldn't really hear his voice during the heat of battle during Alien game. He wasn't even that far. I would say maybe back corner to back corner on a speedball field. If I was in like back right, he was in back left screaming at me. I couldn't really hear him. He had to like really scream and go deaf from screaming so loud, and he could really hear the echo. I mean, I've seen some really cool combinations that look awesome after you customize it, but I mean, is it really worth it? I mean, I don't know. I really like my Di-4s and my V4 Squirrels, and they have zero problems, and I know that they're backed by an amazing company. So that's just my thoughts. You guys saw how to take out the lens, so it's really up to you. So people always ask if I recommend the KLRs, and I'll be honest, as of right now, I do not recommend them because the quality control is not there. Why get a mask in the mail and have to worry about paying all this money and having foam falling off and having a huge echo in your ear? Is it really worth it? Not to me. I don't really recommend these at all. I don't. The quality control is not there by HK. They're not a very strong company. I mean, they're a strong company, but in their quality control, they're not there. Okay, Nick gets pants that rip. Their elbow pads have been ripping. I mean, knee pads are meh. I mean, it's like you pay to get something that's made overseas very cheaply, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think their quality control is there right now to have the most important thing in paintball, protecting my eyes. And also, what was weird is I've never had a problem with any other mask. Travis also did have it. I don't really know. Jack said that he would never wear these because when I was one-on-oneing Nick one day, when we were just fooling around and no one else was at the field, so we were one-on-oneing, and as I was snapping, I don't know if it was like how I had the mask on my head, but like I said, I don't wear chin straps because I feel like they're choking me. But when I like snapped over, because I saw when I popped my head out and a ball was coming, so I snapped over like this, the mask sort of like came off my head, and I was like looking out of the breathing, I was like, oh shit, and Jack was like, I'm never fucking wearing that mask. He's like, that's scary. And Travis did have the same issue 2 times happen to him, because he wore it at Alien game, and he'd pop out and snap in like that, and he said that it really moves on your face. I don't know what it is, and he wears the band like all the way as tight as you can possibly get. So I don't know. I've never had a problem with that with any other masks, but that's weird. I don't know if it's just how I was wearing it on my head. If you've had that same problem, post it down in the comments below. But I don't know if that's just how it's. I don't know if it's the silicone in that. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's just I had that problem. So Yeah, hope this review was helpful to you guys. Hopefully they get everything fixed and it's a solid product. Hopefully they, fix the echo, and hopefully voices travel farther. The foam is 100% fixed and all that. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.